guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl Emily. I'm a Nigerian content creator who lives in Canada. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're not a subscriber, thank you so much for all your love and support. And if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you can join the YouTube family. I noticed that a lot of you guys subscribe to my channel from my last video. I want to really thank you and appreciate you. A lot of you shared my video. I'm really appreciative of that fact. Guys, today it's just a chit chat video. I saw this post online and I just decided to come here and share with you guys. At first I didn't want to talk about it, but somebody also sent me the post and said that's why I'm just going to talk about it. So for those of you that are new here, I'm a healthcare worker here in Canada. I work in a long-term facility with seniors. So and while working with seniors, you learn that a lot of seniors, some people suffer from dementia. I'm just going to be talking about the dementia case because this story relates to dementia. So 4 care workers have been jailed after the family of an elderly woman caught them on camera abusing her. The 89-year-old woman who died in October 2023 had vascular dementia and was non-verbal. So it means that she had dementia and she couldn't speak. So after living at Wolverhampton care home for almost a year, family noticed bruising on her arms. Okay, bruising on the arms. So some bruises are not deliberate, but in this case it was. So why I said some bruises are not deliberate, for where I work we use a lift machine. For those of you that don't know what a lift machine is, it's a machine that you use to pick up residents from maybe the bed to the wheelchair, or from the wheelchair to maybe the potty, or whatever the case may be. So while picking them up, we actually asked them to hug themselves, but I've seen scenarios that the residents don't hug themselves, or they're not very, maybe they're tensed or something, and they let go of their hand and the lift machine actually hits them, and in that case they get bruises. So in that situation, you have to report to your nurse, your supervisor, anybody in charge. You have to report to them immediately, like report to them. Like any bruise that may occur in a care facility, you have to report that bruise. Any accident that can occur, even if like you just came in and you met your resident on the floor, you have to call your nurse in charge or your supervisor so as not to get into trouble. Don't move the person, don't touch the person, call the nurse. Just make sure that the resident, keep asking the resident, are you okay, is everything fine? Call the nurse in charge or anybody if you meet a resident bruise. That is my own take on this. Continue the story as I'll be explaining as I read the story. So continuing the story, they say they also noticed a change in her behavior, appearing nervous or physical touch, meaning that she was actually abused. Because for somebody to be afraid when you touch them, it means that they're going through maybe some sort of abuse. The family installed a hidden camera and discovered the care assistant verbally and physically abusing their elderly relative, confirming their worst fears. Over a 4-day period in February 2020, the camera caught the 89-year-old being roughly handled, hit with a pillow, and treated with utmost lack of dignity and respect. Hit with a pillow. That was too much. Like, I've seen situations where a resident is abusive to us, or because even care workers are abused verbally and physically. So when a resident abuses us or hits us, or because as a care worker sometimes you get hit, so we speak to our supervisor or speak to the nurse in charge, and they speak to the family of the resident, or they come to speak to the resident to calm the residents down. There are different forms of abuse. It can be verbally, it can be physical. Some people will tell you you're a bitch, you're a bastard, go back to your country. Some will insult you, some will tell you to get out of their room, some will hit you. As a care worker that is trained, or a nurse that is trained, you're not supposed to retaliate or try to hit. I don't know what happened in that scenario, but maybe the resident or the patient was trying to be difficult with them. In that situation, you let them be. If a resident or a patient says, I don't want you to touch me, I don't want you to change me, that's okay. let them be. Go speak to your supervisor and say, this person, I try to change this person, or I try to feed this person, and this person says no. You can ask them, please, I'm just trying to help you. If they say no, no is no. Just let the person be. You will be so surprised that when you go and come back, the next time you come back, the person will be friendly to you. And sometimes it's not that same scenario. Sometimes you come back and the person will still treat you worse. But as a care worker, you're supposed to be compassionate. See, guys, I know some people will not understand it, but I've actually seen the worst. I've had a pee jug actually flinged at me before with urine in it. I've had dirty pad being thrown at me. I've had people say awful things to me. So it's, yeah, I'm talking from a place of, I know what it is to be verbally abused, and I'm not saying it's okay, but what I'm trying to say is that as a care worker, if you cannot do it, don't do it. Like, this care job is not for everyone. Like, it's not for everybody. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I've seen people that say they are going to get into care, and when they come to Canada, like their first job, they go into care and they can't even last 1 week. So this care job is not for everybody, and don't do it because there's money in it. There are other professions that there's money that you can actually go and thrive and be the best of what you want to be. It's not a must that everybody that comes to Canada or everybody that goes to UK must go into care, because if you want to go into care, you should be able to withstand pressure. You should be able to take a lot of bullshit. And I'm not saying it is okay, because some people will misquote me and say I only said that if you want to go into care, you should see how me I reason. Like, it's different. Like, for me, I always say, if this person was my parents and this person is suffering from dementia, and this person hits me not recognizing who I am, or if this person threw a dirty pad at me or dirty clothes with poop at me, and this person was my mom or my dad, will I retaliate? That's what's always come to my mind. Will I retaliate? If the person was my brother and it was going through a rough time and did something horrible to me, will I retaliate? If the answer is no, then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't hit, don't punch, don't throw the dirty pad back at the person, don't insult the person. If the person say you're a bitch, don't say you're also a bitch. If, like, try as much as possible. Like, there's no situation that gets to me. Like, I've seen worse things. Like, nothing like that gets to me. Nothing gets to me. Nothing like that can ever get to me, because you know, what I always say to people is I'm an immigrant right now, and the kind of jobs I do, my children wouldn't have to do it again. So I'm trying to build a lineage where all the sufferings that I've had in the past, my children and my grandchildren don't have to do it. I understand that it is easier to get a care job when you first come into a new country. It's easier to get a care job in Germany. It's easier to get a care job in UK. It's the easiest thing to get. So if you're going to get to it, just put it at the back of your mind that this job, I'm doing it right now. I'm not going to do it forever. I'm not going to be here forever. I'm doing this care job so that my children doesn't have to do it. I'm doing this care job so my grandchildren doesn't have to suffer what it means to be an immigrant. Like, basically, that's what I have at the back of my mind. Like, you have to treat this situation like I'm here for the time being. I'm not going to be here forever. So let me continue with the pathetic story. It says that after the abuse was reported, 3 members of the staff were dismissed immediately, with 3 more agency staff members suspended. The footage was then passed on to the police, who identified 2 additional suspects. 8 care assistants were charged with willful neglect and ill treatment. 2 trials took place at Wolverhampton Crown Court, resulting in 4 people found not guilty and 4 found guilty and jailed. They named the name of those 4 people that were found guilty, and some were sentenced to 4 months in prison, while somebody was sentenced to 6 months in prison. They say this elderly woman sadly died in October and should not have spent any of her remaining years suffering such ill treatment. On sentencing, Judge Campbell described the footage as chilling. I hope the lady's family are content with that justice has been served. It's a very sad story, and I'm sorry for the lady that passed. I'm sorry for her family. I'm I'm also sorry for the healthcare workers, because they're not going to be able to work in any healthcare home. Like, it's going to be part of their work, it's going to be part of their report for the rest of their lives. Like, they went to jail because they couldn't control their temper. They went to jail because they abused an elderly person. I don't know if this would also take an effect on their visa or their status in UK, but I'm really sorry for the family. I'm sorry for the lady that later passed on. And the word I want to leave with anybody coming to Canada or coming to the UK is that if you want to come here and be a healthcare worker or be a nurse, or just work in the healthcare field, try as much as possible to have patience. Try like the people you're coming to take care of, like, it's nothing like you've ever done. Let me just put it like that. It's nothing like you've ever done. It was your mom or your dad that was in that state and they verbally abused you, or a family member that is dear to your heart verbally abused you. Would you just let go, or would you retaliate? If you wouldn't retaliate, don't do it. And here you can report, you can go meet your supervisor. I don't want to work in this group, I've been abused a couple of times. They will change your shift. These people are human beings, they are not stupid. Like, I've literally seen people change their groups. Like, I don't want to work with this person abuses me. They will change your group. I'm not even lying, they're going to change your group. And if you feel like the environment you're working in, it's very toxic for you, and you don't want to work with dementia people, you don't want to work with the elderly, you can change. You can be a care worker for children, you can be a care worker in other facilities. It doesn't have to be mostly dementia and mental homes. Like, you can be a care worker. And if you know that this is something you cannot even do, like, you cannot even do it at all, try to get a job in Walmart, in Aldi. I know it may sound very mean right now, but if you know that you're not somebody that can hold on and say, okay, I'm just doing this for the meantime until I can get my foot on the ground, or my feet on the ground, just don't do it, so that you don't get into trouble. And I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching my rambling, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.